Okay, so we are going to continue today to talk about slope. Today we're kind of reversing it a little bit, and we are going to draw slope ourselves. So, to draw slope, we have a couple steps that we're going to write down, and then we'll do some practice. Those of you that don't have this sheet because you are at home, I'm sorry. Just hopefully watching me do it will help you learn a little bit. So the first thing you always have to do is find your starting point. Okay? So there will already be a point on today's homework, and that's your starting point. Whenever we actually start doing more and more of this, a lot of people just always start at 0, 0. That's not always your starting point. So make sure you find your correct starting point before you start counting. So if your slope is positive, I'm going to underline that so we can find it easy. If your slope is positive, you are going to go up and then to the right. Up first and then to the right. Okay, then place your new point on the graph there, wherever you counted to. So if it's positive, you up and to the right. Okay, if your slope is negative, instead of up and to the right, you're going to go down and to the right. So you still go to the right every time. I think it's easier to remember positive you go up, negative you go down, right every single time. And then place your new point. Okay, the last step is an easy one. Make a straight line with arrows between the points. Okay, and that is counting your slope. Okay, one more thing though. We wrote this equation on our title page yesterday. So go flip back to your title page where we have this written. We know x is x on the graph, y is y on the graph. M stands for slope. Why is it an M and not an S? I would say because S's look like 5s with some of your handwriting, so they changed it to an M. I don't know. But M is slope. So anytime you see M equals, it's just saying, hey, that's what the slope is. Okay, so let's practice drawing some slope. We got one right here. It is helpful to have a straight edge, so I'm just using my little packet of Post-it notes here. It's going to be my straight edge. If you have a ruler or any other piece of paper, that would work too. So I find my starting point, which is right here. Then I look at my slope. Is that a positive or a negative? It's a positive. So because it's positive, I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 2. So up 3, 1, 2, 3, right 2. I put a point right there. And then I draw my line with arrows. And you just drew a line with the slope of 3 over 2. That's all there is to it. Up 3 over 2. Okay, let's go over here to this one. Here's my starting point. I look at my slope. It's a negative 2. So since it's negative, that means I'm going to go down 2. But then where do I go over to the right? Anytime that you have a whole number, remember that there's always an invisible 1 sitting underneath it. So that means I'm going to go right 1. So down 2, right 1. And by going to the right every time, it helps us to really get that negative slope going this way. If you went to the left, that would have given you a positive slope. Okay, number 3, my slope is 0. So if you remember Slope Man, puff, puff, positive, nice, negative, zero fun, undefined. So 0 looks like that. So that means I'm just going to take this point and I'm going to draw my line straight across. No counting necessary because that's my 0 slope. I'm going to skip 4, come back to it, and 5. Let's go to 6. Undefined. If I look at my little slope dude, undefined is the straight up and down. So I'm just going to take this point, no counting necessary, draw my line, and that is my undefined line. Okay, I want you to work on 4 and 5 on your own. So pause this if you have this and work on 4 and 5. Okay, so on 4, my slope is a positive, so I'm going to go up and then to the right. So up 1, to the right 4, and then I'm going to draw my line. Wasn't perfect. Anytime it's not perfect, I just make my points a little bigger so that it looks like my line's going through it. Okay, this one's negative. Here's my starting point, so that means I'm going to go down 5 and to the right 2. So down 5 to the right 2. And I got my line. Okay, so that is drawing slope. You can tape that in your notes if you have your notes with you. And that is how you draw slope. I want to show you something on your assignment today. So your assignment, you'll go to Go Formative. It's 3.1 Part 2. The first part, you are doing the same exact thing that you did yesterday. You're just telling me what the slope is. You're typing it in, telling me the slope. The second part, however, you are drawing slope yourself. So I want to do it online because if we all end up going virtual, this is not something that I want you to learn while you're sitting at home. Sorry of those of you that are quarantined and that are sitting at home trying to learn this. So I want to do it today just so we can get practice while I'm able to answer your questions. So slope is 2 over 5. So I'm going to go into here to show my work. And then you can click this right here to get your circle. Here's my starting point. It was a positive 2 over 5. So if I go up 2 and then over to the right 5, what's going to happen? I'm going to run off my graph. So instead of going up and to the right, I can reverse it and go down and to the left, and I'm still going to get my positive. Okay, so I'm going to go down 2 and to the left 5, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to draw my circle there. That's my other point. And I'm going to go here. I'm going to get my line. I'm going to line it up the best that I possibly can. Draw my arrows. Doesn't have to be perfect. Really, I'm looking at that point. That is what I'm looking for, to make sure you put that point in the right spot. Once you get that done, you just click the button and it saves it, and then you move on to the next one. Negative 4 over 7. So I would go down 4 over to the right 7. I would have room on that one to just do it like normal. If you don't have room, then you do it backwards. So instead of up and to the right, you would go down and to the left. Or instead of down and to the right, you go up and to the left if it doesn't fit on your graph. All right, like always, email me if you have questions. That is it for today.